Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Harvard Business School online event. My name is Gwen Mdinaradze. I'm the president and CEO of Speakers Alliance Canada and the Harvard Business School online global chapter facilitator. Today, it is my great pleasure to continue the celebration of great women within our community and lead the panel discussion. I have facilitated the first Great Women celebration 2 weeks ago with amazing 5 women around the world. And I have received so many positive feedback from you, and I very much appreciate that. Today, 5 women from around the world will speak about their achievements and challenges, maybe. Those women are Anum Shakeel, Carol Blakely, Arati Mukerji, Nagham Rjob, and Lyssen Oscar. Each of them will have approximately 10 minutes to introduce themselves, and then I will facilitate the question and answer session. The recorded version of the event will be available on the community website next week. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat or contact me at gwen@speakersalliance.ca. So let's get started, and I want to find the first panelist.
Hello,
Hi, Nagham.
Hi, Gwen. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy and so proud to be with all of you today. I hope this session will be interesting for you. I hope I can bring you my energy, and I hope we can share together all our experience. My name is Nagham Rjob. I'm a commodity trader. Yeah, I know that it's a masculine job. Maybe that's why today I'm here. I'm half Jordanian. This is in the Middle East, and half Tunisian and the Northern African. So I have the both culture, the Oriental culture and the North African culture, and I'm French. So when people are asking me, Nagham, where are you from? I said, I'm coming from all over the world. So my story started in Tunisia. I was born in Tunisia, and when I was 4 years old, my parents got divorced. It was that at that time, it was something completely unusual for a lady to be faced to educate her child by her own. And this was with my mom. So I used to see my mom crying, and I didn't understand. I was asking her, Mom, why are you crying? And this was my first lesson in my life. She told me, we are lucky, my daughter, to be in Tunisia. And our country is protecting the single moms. It's protecting the women's rights. And we were lucky to be here. And we are lucky today to be Tunisian. And I'm so happy for that. And the second lesson she told me, please, my dear daughter, do not forget your diploma and your personal skills. These both things will never let you down. When people will let you down, your diploma and your skills, personality will never let you down. So be courageous, get your diploma, be smiling and open to the world and love people. And I started my life with these. And this was the amazing advices I have ever had in my life. My second lesson was in life through my grandmother. Imagine when she was 62 years old, she decided to go back to school. And she told us, listen, I educated you, and now I will go back to school with you guys. I said, Mom, grandmom, how is that comes? And I saw my grandmom coming with me to my school, having the same exercises for mathematics, for French, for Arabic. And she learned me to never give up. If you have a dream, just focus on your dream. Don't think about your age. Don't think about, oh, is it possible? Is it not possible? Don't be ashamed what something you did not do it. You can do it anytime in your life as long you are breathing. And she gave me this excellent, I would say this excellent behavior. She was studying at 62 years old. So she learned me to never give up in my life and to always dream. So please, dear ladies, just focus on your dreams. Do not what the other person will think about you, or will think about what they are thinking about your behavior. Do not think about all of this. Just focus on your dream and focus on what you would like to achieve. And I used to hear that I will never succeed because I was not surrounded by men in my life. And this was something really harming me in Tunisia. But my mom decided something completely different for me. She decided to put me to do sport, to do dance, to smile to people, to study. And this is why I'm grateful to life today. When I was 18 years old, I decided to go to France. And now my second story started. I was encouraged by my mom and my grandmom. Yes, go to France. This is the new amazing experience you will face. And then there I decided to be a commodity trader. Yeah, and that day I was a student and I went to my company where I'm working today. I was only student, and I faced my future boss and I told him, good day, I'm Nagham Rjob, I'm still student, but I would like to be your future commodity trader. And I would like to handle the Middle East area and North African area, because I know this area and I know that I will be the better bridge between your companies and this area. So dear ladies, please do never, never, ever be ashamed about what you would like to achieve. Tell it, dream about it. And once you visualize your dream, you can achieve it, you can take it, you can make it. So the first reaction of my boss, oh, wow, do you know that trader is a masculine job? Yes, I know it, but I love it. Do you know that Middle East area and North African area, they are quite conservative? Yes, I know it, but we will do it. And the story started like that. I heard a lot, you'll never succeed. Don't try this. But who you are to tell me that I will not succeed? How can you judge me? You don't even know what kind of energy I have inside of myself. No one has this. You are the only judge of yourself. You are the only one who can feel your energy in your body. And you will, and just don't be stopped by these people and what the other culture are thinking or telling you. No. One day, I decided to go to Saudi Arabia to visit my customers. And this was one of my funniest stories. I told my boss, I would like to go to Saudi Arabia. And from Saudi Arabia, I will go to Oman. And then from Oman, I would please go to Jordan. And he was look at me like that. You know that Saudi Arabia, you cannot go alone. No, I told him, it changed. And things are changing in the world, ladies. Don't keep the same thinking. No, world is changing and evaluating, and we will make it change. If we don't take the next step, the changes will not be here. So yes, I told him, yes, I will go alone in Saudi Arabia. And here we are. I was in Jeddah. I was 27 years old. The question was, but you are alone. You are a lady. Did you try to behave like them? No. Did I forget my lipstick? Never. Did I forget my shoes? Never. I'm a lady, and I will never forget to be myself, and we will succeed together. I went to the biggest company there, and I love this company, and I'm thanking them, by the way. I was waited by 5 or 6 men and the big table. I never forgot. You know, when you are 27 years old and your first trip in Saudi, it's something really, you can't forget it. I was in face of 7 men looking at me like that. Yeah, I was not ashamed. Okay, guys, I will talk about the market. I will talk about what's happening in the world. Being a trader in this area, it's difficult. It's quite difficult. And moreover, if you are a lady, but if you are a lady with a big mind, reading, cultivated, open-minded to the rest. Do not judge the person who you are, who you have in front. And also passionate. People will feel it and you will always succeed it. Don't try to behave like what the other will behave. Just be yourself. And this is what I did. When I was in front of these guys, I never forget to be myself. I stood like that and we tried to talk together. And they were surprised because there is a woman talking to them, responding to them, arguing to them when it's not what I did not agree. And these people, they respect it. They respect the woman who has a response, who can respond to them. I do remember that at the end of this meeting, the big boss told the other colleagues, he told them, I told you, she's different. And we laughed. And our story, our business relationship started by this. And we grow business together in Saudi and then in Dubai and Iraq and in Oman. And it was just amazing. And I will always thank all the people who one day taught me that I will never succeed. I will thank my mom, my grandmom, my parents, my dad. And I will thank all these people for helping me and for pushing me to grow. If I can advise you, dear ladies and men, just be yourself. And please do never forget to hear the deepest voice inside of you. Let it grow. Hear to that. It will be your guide. No one can guide you more than yourself. You will feel it. When you would like to do something, you will feel it. When you would like to stop from doing something, you will also feel it. So be well surrounded. Be surrounded by the positive people. I'm surrounded by me and my fiancé, who is also always pushing me. He's always weeping my tears when I'm crying, because yes, sometimes I feel quite tired. Yes, sometimes it's difficult. And no, it doesn't stop me. And when you feel, dear ladies, that there is competition in this jungle of men, because yeah, my job is masculine, but it will be more and more, maybe there is more and more females coming. When you feel that, just think that these people are just feeling insecure. It's nothing personal, just feeling insecure that push them to react in that way. You are good in what you are doing, and that's why people are talking about you. You are good in what you are doing, and that's why people try to stop you. So do never, never, ever stop dreaming and be surrounded by the right people. When you don't know what's your next step in your future, don't be ashamed to have a coach. I have a coach. I have a personal coach, and he's helping me a lot. He's helping me to define the steps. Write it. What's the next step? It's not enough to dream, to say, I will be like that. Yeah, you will be like that for sure. But write the next small step that you will do. It will help you a lot. So thank you. And thanks, Harvard, for letting me being here today. I did finance courses this year, and my aim and with my fiancé, we will be the oldest. We hope that we will be the oldest student at Harvard. Mm-hmm. Maybe we will do it with our grandchildren, like what my grandmother did with me. This will be we will continue learning, we will continue growing, and I hope that we will have more chances to talk together and just keep it works.
Thank you so much, Nagham. Thank you for sharing your amazing story with us, with other ladies and other attendees.
Thank you.
So it was really pleasure to meeting you today here, and I look forward to seeing you during our next events.
I hope so. With pleasure. With pleasure.
Hello, Lyssen, and thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your interest in sharing your story with the Harvard community.
Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be here today. I am sorry if I was running out. I have a little baby. Well, she's not little anymore. She'll be 1 tomorrow.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's amazing. My son will turn 1 in April.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have her in April, but apparently I couldn't make it. I had enough, right?
All right.
But I am so happy to be here with all of you ladies today. I am Carol Blakely, Oscar, and Lyssen is a name, kind of like a stage name that I use online. I do poetry, I do music, I do public speaking, and I utilize the poetry to kind of create themes of what I'm going to talk about. So a little bit about my story, especially as a woman, I'm so proud of it. Because it's tough, it's been tough. I started off with my career with a corporate background, and I really took a passion towards operations and how to make things run and how to make it run smoother and how to keep a team motivated. And, I did that, and I did it with a lot of passion, and I did it in the financial industry. I did it in education, and that took me places. I have to say, I started my poetry in the middle of that. And I was so blessed to be able to incorporate what I did as a poet into how I led my teams or how I motivated my peers. And I then started to become kind of like that person in the office. I was like a go-to, I was like, oh, okay, let's sit in here and let's figure out your plan, your self-development. And, it was such a blessing to be able to blend the two, because I'm sure, as you all know, it's so difficult to find balance in what you have to do and what you want to do. And so I've been blessed to try to find that balance as I go along. At that point, I was single. I was living in New York City. I was doing it all. And my motivational speaking and poetry and music, all of that started to pick up to where I was like, I think I can, become an entrepreneur. I could do this full time, and so I decided to do that. And right when I made that decision, I ended up pregnant with twins. So of course that changed everything. And then I truly became more of the woman that I am today. Twins, it was like, I just kind of looked at God like, are you sure? Did I place the wrong order? Can I speak to the manager? And it was me. And so I had beautiful twins, a boy and a girl. I named them Trust and Loyalty. And Loyalty's middle name is Manhattan, because I ended up having to leave New York, trying to run around the city with kids. That's too much of a task. But Trust and Loyalty. And I at that point I changed. I grew, but so much happens when you become a mom. You look different, you feel different, you think different. And that change for me started to develop more of who I was. I thought I knew who I was, but it was totally different when, I had people at work or people in an audience listening to me versus, two people following me around all day, sucking up everything I have, like, mommy, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? So, it was a real call to action to be a mom. And from that point, I tried to continue to find that balance. That was hard. It is so hard. Figuring out how you're going to be as a mom, trying to mix in a little bit of who you want to be as a person. Then you got to be a wife, and you're pulled in so many different directions. And on top of that, I ended up having to take care of my mom. My mom took ill. And so again, I was having these talks with God, like, are you sure it's me? Like, it's just, so I had to be a mom. I had to be a wife. I had to be a daughter. And I had to be a friend all at the same time. And it definitely showed me the strength of who I could really be. And a lot of times as we go and we grow through this, whether you've become a mom or not, I feel like women, we're nurturers, we're caretakers by nature. So, we care about how we care, we care about how we love, we care. And so throughout the journey, you sometimes forget to make yourself a priority. And it's just like, I think last year was an awakening, because I went through some of the things that a lot of us go through. I was a mom, and just when I decided to start combing my hair again, the twins were like 5 or 6. I just decided to start combing my hair and, decided I'm going to get back out here and try to find that balance again. Stop working from behind the scenes and get out and motivate. Now I have more to my story. Now I have a bigger testimony. I want to tell it, and I want to inspire. And right when that happened, struggles in life happened. I started having some problems in my marriage, and that caused a separation. And right when that happened, I found out I was pregnant again with baby number 3. Right? So, and it was 2020, it was COVID. I was delivering in an empty hospital. No one was allowed to go in there with me. Nobody, and it was scary. And the scariest part about that whole experience was when the doctor told me, he was like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do it now. I was thinking to myself, okay, we're going to go in here. We're going to have this baby. I had a best friend with me at the time. And, but with COVID, it was like, as a mom, I had to think, oh my goodness, if something happens in this hospital, I don't know if you all remember back in March, they were not, if you went in the hospital, you were not coming out. And so I had to, think like, oh my gosh, I got to make sure everyone knows what happens. If something happens to me, what am I going to do with my kids? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to be? And so it was nerve wracking, but I had a beautiful baby girl, and I named her Peace. So I have trust, loyalty, and peace. And she came out healthy, thank God. And we came out of that. And I then maybe a month later started my first Harvard business school class, and I took sustainable business. And I like to operate with a purpose, with a cause. I don't have much time, so I need to, make it impactful. And so I finished that first course with a baby in my arm. And it's so funny because now she's every time she sees like the iPad or the laptop open, she's always trying to get over there. And I'm like, I remember holding her in the middle of the night trying to, finish these classes and review these studies. So I did that. And after that, I was able to pick up. I started writing my book. And I said, you know what? I can't, like before I would go and perform and speak at different events. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. 1, no one can move around in the world. And 2, I didn't have the capacity. So I decided to put it in a book, put it in a podcast, and let it go out, And so I've been blessed to do that. I then took a second Harvard class, maybe a couple of months later. And I took entrepreneurial class, and that was great. Tons of information. If you haven't taken it, check it out. And, I look back at 2020, by the time the end of the year came, and I look back, I didn't feel like I had done as much as I did. And I look back and I'm like, what are you talking about? You had a baby, you finished 2 classes, you started your own business, and you started a book. And, that's what I mean about making ourselves a priority, and remembering, just sometimes taking that time to sit back and remember, this is what I've done. This is how much I've accomplished. And God has really given me a strength that I don't even know I have. So sometimes I am the person that is inspiring me, when I take a look at what I've done and what I'm able to accomplish. So with that, it took a lot of soul searching. And like I said, I'm blessed here today. I do have a poem that I would like to share with you ladies. And, I was so touched by the energy we just had. So I was like, oh, I wanted to listen to her all day. But I'm hoping that this will give you just something to leave with, and something to remember as you go through your walk, of developing who you are as a woman, as a businesswoman, as an artist, whatever it is that you want to do. So the title of this poem, let me pull it up here. The title of the poem is Soul Searching. Alrighty, so here it is. Some got it, some don't, some get it, and some won't. It's not about being wealthy, but planting seeds so those that only know dirt can grow from your tree. And it's not about being poor, but being able, can you hear me okay? And it's not about being poor, but seeing your own blessed value and not being scared to walk through an open door. It's not about being smart, but being able to look, listen, and learn and make decisions from your heart. And it's not about being tough, but fighting life with ambition and knowing in God's plans, good times always follow the rough. Soul searching. Some got it, some don't, some get it, and some won't. You don't know how you'll react until someone close to you puts you in a position to take a personal attack. And you don't know what they'll do until you listen to some of the lessons that they've lived through. You don't know how you'll feel until someone learns you and shows the choices they make when given a part of you they can steal. Your heart, your mind, your love, or your time. Now don't shelter yourself off from this world of people, but know that every day is an opportunity for someone new to meet you, and that can be the one to help guide and teach you and help you focus on making life solid, because in reality, dreams are see-through. Soul searching. Some got it, some don't, some get it, and some won't. Just know I don't have to think like you or match your mind, but I will grow from your thoughts and opinions to justify my time. And just know that I don't have to comprehend the language of your body, but I understand when my soul speaks to me and it allows me to speak free. Just know I don't have to take all of you, but I will take and cherish the characteristics that shine from your truth. And just know that you don't have to take all of me, but take the energy and the wisdom I communicate, because it communicates so deep. Give me, learn you, gets old or stays new. When we live for yesterday, we miss the lessons of today. And if we live for the now, we lose the potential of identifying the answers to when, what, where, and how. When we live for tomorrow, we don't appreciate life education and develop from our sorrows. But when you live for you live for a reason to see every day through, to be able to separate yourself from more than a few. Learn and cultivate what your soul always knew. Explore your core because it speaks the truth. And when you look back on life, the best memories are seeing that you grew. Soul searching. Some got it, some don't, some get it, and some won't. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much, Lyssen. And I want to get a copy of the poem if it's possible. It was so inspiring. Definitely. And maybe I can share to other community members if you give us the permission. It was so inspiring.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And ladies, one thing I did mention at the end, I didn't mention, but I did, when I had my story being told and I saw this opportunity, I walked into this year just thinking like, what is it that I'm going to do? And when like I said, take time to look back, because so many things have healed along the way. My children were healthy. We made it. We're making it through this pandemic. My marriage has been healed. So many things. And so many, yeah, I need to mention that, you know.
Yeah, because I was worried because you had to mention these.
Right. Yeah, you know, you got to stand your ground, but thankfully it worked out, you know, for me and for the children and for our future. So I hope that it inspires someone. Thank you so much, Lynn, for the opportunity.
Of course, you know, it's my pleasure. And thank you for express your interest, because it's a great opportunity for such inspiring ladies such as yourself to share your own story and inspire and motivate others from all over the world. And I just published some part of your poem on my Instagram, so everyone can take a look at this. Yeah, but I look
I'm gonna
forward
follow you all on Instagram.
Yeah, I already did it. Yeah, so I look forward to receiving your poem so I can share it to other community members.
Definitely, thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to the next panelist, which is Arati Mukerji. Hi, Arati.
Hi everybody. Nice to meet you all. Great to be here with so many wonderful people, both men and women. And thank you so much, Gwen, for giving me the opportunity. Lovely to hear stories from everybody. And I think from my point of view, I mean, I'm working in a corporate right now, looking at communications, brand, and public affairs at a global level. It's been a tremendous journey for me, being in the industry for now over 28 years. And I just wanted to share some things that I have done, which I thought would be, interesting for all of you as well. It's been very enriching for me, so I thought it'll be good to share with everybody as well. In fact, after about 26 years of working like nobody's business, I think normally when you get to work in a corporate, you're just in it and you're just going every day into that whole cycle. I decided to actually step away and the previous lady was talking, Lyssen was talking about, stepping back a little bit and then re-energizing, refreshing yourself and then starting afresh. So I decided to do that, and I went back to school actually after again, and did my MBA. And during my MBA, actually got to hear about Clayton Christensen and was very interested in the concept of disruptive strategy. And that's the course that I did actually at Harvard, which was very interesting. And that was really the stepping stone for me to then move into disrupting myself, actually. So I actually took the step to say, I know we can do it for businesses, but why not for you as an individual as well? And with that intent, then I did a lot of soul searching, introspection on, what is it that I want to really do going forward, etc. And so after doing the course with Harvard, then I went and did another short, brief course with the National Geographic Society on conservation, which was very enriching. I've been doing sustainability as part of my profession as well. And in the course of this time, it was also very interesting because you got to experience so much more. I did a lot of research. So I do follow technology in a big way and was very interested with quantum and space exploration. And I think was one of the few million people who actually sent their names to Mars on the Perseverance that landed on Mars just last month. So that was like a big high for me. So very interesting. And then, of course, as the story went along, did a lot of research around AI. And then through this course, I realized that, one thing was leading to the other. I was just fueling my own interests and learning along the way without knowing where I'm going. And actually in the process, learned to go with the flow. And in that process was trying to understand, where will I actually land? And is this all going to really help me or not as I go along? But so it just so happened that I got to work with an organization, which then now I'm where I'm now right now actually is all the things that I've gathered and learned over the last few years in this whole exercise. I'm actually having to experience and bring that learnings to the table for the organization in totality. So, and I've sort of expanded my role as well in the organization, which was very enriching for me as an individual. And along the way, also looked at, picking up different things. So I also took up placements in a lot of forums on technology linked to, let's say, singularity and, various other forums as well. So it became very enriching. And just like what Lyssen also said, as you go along, you just learn and you sort of learn to pick things along the way and sort of go along with it. So a few things that I thought, as learnings. One was, of course, be curious. And in the process, when you're curious, you're always constantly learning. And along the way, when you're learning, you somewhere decide that you can make a difference for yourself as well, for the larger good of the others that you're actually interfacing with. The second one was really linked to, how you can actually take those learnings and actually not just disrupt yourself,
I'm
but also
sorry,
in the back.
Arati, we can see you. I'm sorry to
Yes,
interrupt.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just switched. I don't know.
Okay.
It just
Okay.
got
Sorry.
pressed by mistake. So is more like take the learnings and translate that to not just your professional life, but also your personal life. So I did a lot of other things at a personal level, which actually, so all the learnings that I did was something that I just fuel basis my own interests. There was nothing like academic behind it or anything linked to my profession that I needed to do. It was just pure play, what your own interests are. So in that bargain, also see how, I think someone else also mentioned, how can you be yourself? Always challenge yourself. That's something which I've learned along the way. I remember when I was a kid, I used to be always a rebel, always challenging my parents to say, why can't I do this? And India being very often a conservative society, there are certain things that you couldn't do being a lady, but I sort of used to always put my foot forward and I said, no, I'm going to change the way things are. So yes, so I think challenge yourself, can rekindle yourself, your own interests. In fact, in the process, I did a lot of research in this introspection exercise as well around history and the future, astronomy and astrology. I think covered the entire gamut and picked up some interesting learnings along the way and actually helped put a business plan for one of the institutes in India around how AI can actually benefit not just, so take learnings from history across the entire spectrum of societal evolution. And how then basis that you can actually look at predicting the future for the country at large. So some interesting things that I did along the way, and in the process also came upon organizations like Time Machine and the Long Now Foundation, for instance, and sustainability, which is some like very interesting things that are happening in the world. It just opens the worldview for an individual when you have that time for introspection as well. And then the next one, of course, I'd like to leave as a thought is believe in your dreams. I had a dream when I was a kid that I wanted to be an astronaut. I couldn't get into doing science, but eventually I said, okay, if not physically myself, but maybe in spirit, I can be there. And that's how I took the step to actually say, okay, let me register for the flight to Mars. And NASA gave me that opportunity. So that was wonderful. Thanks to NASA and the team and the program that they actually ran for that one. And then, of course, the I think the most important along the journey is the family support. I don't think we can do anything without that. It's really critical. I think for both men and women, it's the same thing. Everyone has their own specific challenges along the journey, but and I think family support really works, is essential. In fact, uh, being here is all credit to, I have a son, and my husband, of course, he gave up his career so that I could actually succeed in life and in a professional career. So he's a wildlife photographer with National Geographic Society today, but it's been a tremendous journey for both of us. And I said, yeah, disrupt yourself. I think that's really works. In fact, as a next step, I've given some elements of inputs to a book on branding. It's not as big as Lyssen has done, which is a complete book on written by herself, but it's on branding, and I've contributed it along with another famous author who's bringing out this book actually sometime. It should actually be coming out in the next month or so. So hopefully once it gets published, I'll probably share it with everybody here. So that's a little bit about me. And it's been wonderful sharing and being here with everyone on this forum, and great to be part of the Harvard Business School community. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Arati, for sharing your story. And
And just to close, I actually listened to the poetry that Lyssen just shared, and I was just thinking, I also was rekindled my childhood passions, and poetry was one of them over the last year and a half.
do you have a poem that you can read for us?
Oh, you want me to read something for you here? Okay. No, I didn't realize. Okay, let me just.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
Okay,
I'll
take your time.
just give me a second. So maybe something I wrote during COVID time. This was the first. This was the first month when everyone was in lockdown, and there were photographs that were coming from all across the world where you know animals had come to the streets in various cities across the world as well, and wildlife was actually taking over townships. So this was titled Two Worlds, and it says the world swings into action, caregivers, carriers, et al. Running door to door, delivering goods, groceries, hustle bustle of frenzied action. With people in hospitals, doctors on prolonged proactivity, trials of medicines, vaccines. Another world that stood still. No children in parks, no play, empty streets, metros, airports, railroads. Deserted eateries, bakeries, stationed cars, trains, planes overflow. And nature reclaims leopards and lions sleeping on streets, creepers entering green cities, rivers and seas turning resplendent with new species, fresh, fervent, verdant, regrowing of forests and flowers, crisp, clear morning breeze, chirping birds returning to long forgotten lands, blue skies shining over sunny days, where nature thrives, caring humans drives. What is the need for bygone days of strife, struggle, and stress? That was a little bit about it. But I think everyone through the pandemic, we everyone had different experiences, and I think a lot of families came back together during this time is what I saw, through this time. So it's, I think sometimes you need some external forces actually that help you get into that space. So yeah.
Thank you so much for
I
sharing
totally
your
agree.
poem.
Yeah.
If you would like, please send it to me so I can share it to other community members. So that would be
Sure.
awesome. My
Absolutely.
email
Happy
is
to do it.
gwen@speakersalliance.ca. If you would like to receive Arati's and Lyssen's poems, please email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So let's move on. Another panelist, which is Carla Marcelino. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Gwen.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing your success stories and maybe challenges as well.
Perfect. Thank you for this opportunity. Hi, everyone. And it's a huge pleasure to be here today. And I don't know, I think I'm a little bit, oh my God, I wish I could have like this capability to be a poetry, but I don't have it at all. And I'm feeling like so bad right now because, oh my God, I can't write like this and I don't have this kind of creative.
No, don't feel bad because I can't write something even similar. So we are not that way talented, but we can find other ways where we are talented.
Yes.
So don't worry about, we can just enjoy reading those type of amazing poems. So I look forward to receiving them so I can share it with other community members. And I look forward to hearing about your talent and your success.
Perfect. So first of all, I would like to thank all of you because I think like the histories were really inspired. And of course, I think we have been facing this challenge to be a woman and to deal with that, and especially like in a corporate environment. So I think like in a few minutes, I can share with you like my experience around like my life. So I I'm originally, so I was born in Brazil and I was raised in Brazil. And when I was there, because I moved to United States for 1 year and a half, but during my life there, I used to study in a Spanish school, so I have a passion to dance. So I have been dancing since I was like 4 years old, and I love, and I dance flamenco. I don't know if you know, but it's a Spanish dance, which I really like, really love. And then I think like my first challenge was when I decided to try to be and to be like a professional dancer. So when I was 15 years old, I went to Spain and I tried to start this career, but it was like really, really hard. And especially because I was not like a Spanish girl. And also because I was a girl, they were like trying, I think it was like what Nagham told us. It was like this. So are you sure you wanted to pursue this? Are you sure you wanted to do that? And then I said, yes, I'm definitely sure. And I like this. And it is okay, like not to be like a Spanish girl because I am Brazilian, but that's really okay. And I love this. But unfortunately, I had problems with my knees. So I needed to come back and go back to Brazil. And then when I was 21 years old, I met my husband. Actually, he was like my teacher in university. But at that time, we were not dating. He was only my teacher, but we have 19 years old. So he is 19 years old, older than me. And it was like a huge, huge and really tough challenge. And especially because like for my parents, they were like together, they are together for, they have been together for more than 50 years. And they were like, oh my God, what is happening? So are you like, really, are you a passion? Are you in love with this guy? And then I said, yes, I am. And then when I was 23 years old, we started dating. And it was like a really challenge and a really like hard and tough decision because I had to deal like with my friends, which were not accepting at that moment. So they were saying, so why are you with him? And then I said, because I fell in love with him. And that, but why? You have like a beautiful and like an awesome experience ahead, and then you have to move forward. And then I said, yes, I will move forward and I will like continuous working. So I don't know what is the problem, only because he's like 19 years older than me. And then I said, I really don't get it. And then it was really hard, and especially also because he used to have like two other girls, so daughters. And at that moment was, oh my God, so now you are a mom with like girls that are like 10 years old. And then I said, yes, and that's it. And then I decided to change my career and start to work for retail companies. So I worked for a food and beverage retail company, and then I moved for a construction retail. And I was the only woman in both companies, like in a position with like as a head of marketing. And it was really, really hard. And I don't know, especially in Brazil, it's really difficult like to be someone and to make your statement and try to convince people that you are there because you are good in what you are doing and you believe in what you are believing. And sometimes it was like even harder when they started asking me, so are you married? And then I said, yes, because I have been married for 13 years. And then, what? And how old is your spouse? And then I said, does it even matter? And then, yes. And then when I told, it was like terrible, even terrible. So I think we still have to deal with this. And then I realized 5 years ago when I got pregnant, that doesn't matter at all, because I truly believe, and I to be honest, it was like the best decision that I've made, to be like marriage and to have a girl. So now we have been living in United States, and unfortunately we changed and we moved here. It was like just this when the pandemic started, because my husband received this promotion and he was transferred. But then I quit my job in Brazil when we started living here and the pandemic started. So I was, and I am still not able to work here. So that's why I decided to study and go back to this academic world. And then I decided to also, like Arati, to start to get like more profound in a professor's Clayton, which was like the best decision ever. So I love it to take this course, the disruptive strategy. And it was really nice, but it was really tough also, because I am like 1.5 years apart from my parents, and we were not able to travel. So we are just waiting the vaccines and everything like this. And then my mom got sick and I couldn't go to Brazil, and I'm still not possible. I'm not like capable to do that. So it was a little bit tough, but I think everything's happened for a reason, and that's why I never like give up anything. So I think all the things that every one of like Nagham, Arati, and Lyssen, everything that you told here, it was that you said here and you told us, it was really inspiring and really true, and it's something that I truly believe, and something that I profoundly try to teach my daughter. And what it is also that I have been like listening to my mom and to my grandpa and my grandma for all my life. So thanks a lot for this opportunity and to be here today. And I think we could have more like this, like virtual meetings, which is something that it has been going like really good for me. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, and I'm very sorry that you had to gone through those challenges. But it's amazing that you never gave up and you are here today, and that's the most important. Regarding the other events, I had many ideas. I wanted to create HBS Online Parents Club where everyone could join, but again, it all depends on the Harvard. So if you and others would like to have more of these type of events, I would like you to let me know, so I know that we are more, not just me, who wants to have different types of events. And then if you feel that these events and the events I facilitate really makes difference, you always can send a positive feedback that might be kind of helpful in the future to have different types of events. So that would be awesome.
Definitely.
Again, thank you so much for your participation and for sharing your amazing story with us. And I would like to move on another panelist because we don't have much time left. Hi, Anum.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your interest in being panelist. And I very much look forward to hearing your story.
Thank you so much. So, hi and assalamu alaikum, everyone. And salam means blessings on you. So I'm humbled and grateful to listen to everyone's story, and that's very motivating and encouraging for me also. Thank you for this amazing opportunity to share my story and represent my country here. So first of all, I wanted to tell you that from where I am. So I belong to a nation where we have a woman freedom fighter in the leading role of the freedom in the independence. I belong to a nation where we have the first youngest female prime ministers of Muslims majority country. I belong to a nation where we have the first youngest Muslim mountaineer. I belong to a nation where we have the youngest Microsoft professional. I belong to a nation where we have a woman governor in the state bank. I belong to a nation where we have three women generals in our army. I belong to a nation where we have a woman leading a large where we have a woman who is world topper in the financial reporting. I belong to a country where we have the youngest Nobel laureate. So yes, I'm from Pakistan. Um, and we are the big, beautiful, tolerant, and a peaceful country. To begin with my story, let me just tell you about little bit about my background, and then I'll start. That I was a ray of hope for my loved ones, and being the eldest one in the family. I'm the sister to a younger brother. I was expected to guide those younger than me and be a role model with no proper guidance. Seeing my family struggling under a mountain of the financial burden, I was determined to be their tower of strength. So upon completing my college, I was exuberant to start my undergraduate studies, but I was clueless about the choice of the university. Since my family's financial circumstances were not sunny, I could not get the admission to a private institute. But with a very little on our plates, I gave up on the idea to get the admission in a private university. But I never gave up on my determination to excel in my studies. So I entered in a state university, in a public university, which marked the beginning of my learning and my unlearning and the relearning journey, basically. I often saw my friends discussing their career choices with their parents, but unfortunately, I could not. With a father who is trying to meet the ends, and with a mother tending to our household needs, I had no one to mentor me and to guide me what to do and what not to do, and how to take the decisions. So, as a student at a public, and then the journey begins actually, and as a student of a public university, I faced the numerous challenges, and obviously the benefits and the facilities that are readily available to a private university students were far away from far accessible to me. A few months into my enrollment, I discovered the political influence in my university, and leading to lectures getting postponed or sometime cancelled altogether. This was very disturbing at that time, and ongoing disturbances and political clashes were a constant source of a hindrance to my educational journey. Moreover, the restrained numbers of courses and a few majors to choose from meant low career options. I actually doubted my chances of succeeding in the private sector, thinking that might be I was unable to get into the corporate world to get a good job because lack of skills and because of no market exposure. With a limited course, I'll be the masters of public administration with majors in marketing, which is again a challenge to accept for the people who knows that in the industry it was very much, and it was a practice basically, that if you are an MPA, so you need to take your majors as an HR. But I have selected marketing as my majors, and my teachers were like, Anam, please don't do this. Marketing is not your degree will not help you in future, because you are not doing HR and you are doing marketing. And I've decided my own way, and I said, okay, I will do the things which I want to do, and I will start my career on my own terms. So at that point of time, I realized that this is not only my problem, that with few subjects and with the lack of market knowledge, I have started a struggle. And uh, I've realized there is a wide gap existed between students in the corporate sector, and it was the point actually. I decided to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So motivated by my teachers' confidence in me, I set about introducing myself and others to industry experts. And with the help of few students, I arranged the few guest speaker sessions and invited the industry people to my university, and I've asked them to come over and speak um, to the group of students in the marketing, which actually showed up the courage and wanted to take marketing as a course, as a major. So my audience was just 30 students crammed up in a classroom, but the wave of knowledge that came flowing towards us was just indescribable. So this was just the beginning. I aimed to equip students and myself with industry knowledge, internship experiences, and familiarity with the corporate culture. So thus it was the stepping stone. It was a stepping stone of my journey as a social entrepreneur, and I made a club and named it as the Marketex Club, which is I say like it's the world is a market, and we as a students, we as the intellect people are the source of motivation for others. So I named it as a Marketex Club. So the days that followed were a whole blend of tears and rejections at that time. But what kept me going on, obviously, it was a very tough journey. But my mother's believe in me, and she actually wished me to not just to become a social entrepreneur, but she wanted me to do something that is more loud, something that is like in our country, it's the mindset of our parents that one should be do a 9 to 5 job, and he or she should not do this entrepreneurial kind of a thing or a journey. So I was the one who decided to help others, and my mother wanted to see me as a bright student, and she wished me to see as a gold medalist in the university. And I worked tirelessly around the clock, but to my disbelief, I discovered that the evening students were not entitled to receive a gold medal in our university. Only the morning students had that privilege. But I didn't give up. I continued to work relentlessly alongside my social entrepreneurship. Um, and it was one fine day that the government announces that in the state university, in our university, in the Karachi University, not only the morning students will get the gold medal, but the evening students will also get the gold medal. So that was the point that I was thanking to the God that I worked really hard and I got this opportunity that by the time I'm graduating from my university with a gold medal, and and not the gold medal, but created the history for others. So this was the first milestone I've achieved, being the student and my mother's wish also. So, and after that, so TMC picked up the pace. I expanded my audience from 30 to 300, and after that thousands, and after that with it was like, um, to bridge this gap between academia and industry, I was doing the continuous efforts, and I arranged seminars and conferences in my university's auditorium, and later in the local hotels of the country. And just to mention to the date, I have mentored, and assisted more than 10,000 students by providing them with the internship opportunities, with the volunteer opportunities, with the career counseling sessions also. This was shortly followed by me co-founding another company, which was a leading conference and exhibition for the startups in Pakistan. So I entered in the startup ecosystem of Pakistan, and this was my mission to help the young students to change this mindset of 9 to 5, and to give some hope to the young founders, young entrepreneurs in the Pakistan. And as the only woman amidst an army of males, I was responsible for heading the first largest Momentum Tech conference. So the name of that conference was Momentum, and um, that was our very first experience to hold that big conference, where we were inviting a lot of startups across Pakistan, and to fortunately we get the applications. We get a huge amount of applications, like around 600 to 700 applications we have received, and we were trying our level best to accommodate and facilitate everybody. But at that point of time, we were able to accommodate like 175 startups to that place where we were holding this conference. And the best part of this conference, and the that I was not just the one who was organizing this conference. That's why I'm saying this, but um, this was the hope for the young founders. And we see that the young girls participated in that conference. But again, being the gender the gender perspective comes in, and the founders, the young female founders were not able to come to my city where this conference was going to held. So I was the one who said to all the women startups that, don't worry, I'll speak to your parents. And I actually and the experience which I gained from my past journey from the TMC to Bridges Gap, I was able to speak to the parents of the young founders, the young women founders. And I still remember that we had a startup from another city, and we were so happy to have her, because in that particular area, she was the only girl who was able to make that a decision and convinced her parents and come to the city of Karachi to attend this conference. So this was given me a hope that one day we will bridge this gap, not only the industry academia gap, but also this gender biased gap also. In so what I see in most parts of the world, a person's goals and aspirations are defined by gender. Unfortunately, a woman is often discouraged from pursuing her dreams just because she is a woman. So I know the fear that consumes a woman when her family does not fuel her aspirations, and I can definitely relate to Carla and Nagham on this. That when they say that they were the only women who were participating in their companies, who are the corporate women, and making the change in their communities, in their businesses. And honestly speaking, right now I'm working with the largest fintech company in Pakistan, and I am the only one working with a army of 70 men, and I am the only person who is the head of communications and marketing at that company. So it was an honor for me to represent being a woman in that company. And I must give appreciation to my colleagues also, that they have given me this opportunity to be comfortable with them. If somehow they bullied me, or if somehow they tortured me or harassed me, so I won't be able to make my mark. So I would like to thank to all of my colleagues, to my bosses, that they've given me this opportunity, and they've given me this confidence and strength also. So as a this was not like after momentum. I have this urge to help more women and more girls. So I've joined an international platform, which is a Vedo global platform, which invests in the leadership development of inspiring and passionate women, committed to social change, and who might otherwise not have access to the dedicated mentors. So right now I'm mentoring females in Bangladesh, Nepal, and few other cities also, with the storytelling of my own leadership skills, obviously. So as a woman, I've been let down many times, and believe me, as a woman, my accomplishments were looked down upon by my friends, my somehow my extended family. Sometimes they didn't realize the struggle and motivation behind our work. So there were the times of, obviously everybody faced that struggle, when you actually explains that what are your visions and what do you want to do in your life. So I sailed through stormy waters to reach the shore. I never gave up on my aspirations, regardless of what hardships come may. Um, but my mother's belief in me kept me going on, and got me where I am today, speaking in front of very powerful stories of to at this position where I was not supposed to even. I belong to a very humble background, that I was, and being the student of a public university, no one expects me to speak English even. So this was the time. I really feel proud at this moment that due to her sacrifices, I'm here, and due to her help, I'm here. That also today I take the pride representing Pakistan as a global shaper. And to your knowledge, maybe many of you know about the global shapers community, but those who don't know about the global shapers community, it's a network of the hubs developed and led by the young people who are exceptionally good, and who are exceptional in their potential, in their achievements, and who are driven in their who are driven to make the contributions to their communities. So the global shapers community is an initiative of the World Economic Forum. So representing uh, representing myself, being a global shaper at the World Economic Forum, it's a huge opportunity, obviously. So I feel really happy that I got the fair chances, and that's why I motivate and become the inspiration for many of the young girls here in Pakistan. That if I can do, and I usually say this to my young fellows, my young girls, my juniors, whenever I'm going for the speaking sessions, I always say this, that when I can do this, you can also do this. So if I'm here and speaking to you, you can also come and speak one day when you are. So the biggest achievement I feel is that when I didn't had a lot of things on my plate, and I didn't get that because of the financial burdens, I was unable to get the admissions in a private university. But today I am one of the guest speakers at that on those universities, on those private institutes that I'm representing as Anum Shakeel. So and I am to just to mention that I'm among the top 25 females in Pakistan in the tech industry to be followed, and I get the recognition that I am one of girls who is most inspiring in Pakistan. So these were the this was not expected at all, but I guess it's because of the hard work, and it's because of the hard work in the right way, I may say. I've never thought that I will get this opportunity to speak at the Harvard Business School online session, but I got this opportunity and I'm really happy to get this opportunity. The single person inspired me in my journey is obviously, I again and again I'm saying that's my beloved mother. I would like to thank each and everyone who have supported me in my journey. Those who have not supported me, thanks to them also, because of them I am here, I'm speaking at this at this occasion. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And recently, on this Women's Day, 8th of March 2021, I got an international recognition. I got a woman role model woman award from the Rotary International also. So now I'm just enjoying my life to having all these recognitions after the struggles which I'm facing. So I sum up my story and I will say that if I gave a title to my story, that would be From Ground to Global. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations on your achievements, Anum. So we are so happy and glad you expressed your interest to be a panelist for today's event. And I'm so happy that I met you here and I met all the panelists, and I want to pin all of your videos so we can take a picture together if you would like. And Lyssen is here. So let me take a picture. It will be posted on my Instagram. Yay! Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, everyone who is watching, for those amazing women from around the world. I look forward to meeting you during our next event, which will be in 2 weeks. So stay tuned, and the recorded version of the today's event will be available next week on the community website. Have a great rest of the day or night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.